Hello everyone, my name is Brian Bourgeon and welcome back, finally, to my YouTube channel. Today, I'm going to talk about the upcoming race coming up from Daytona, which is the Coke Zero Sugar 400, the regular season finale, where one driver will clinch the last playoff spot to get into the 2023 NASCAR playoffs. Could be Bubba Wallace, or it could be some other drivers like Ty Gibbs, Daniel Suarez, AJ Allmendinger, Alex Bowman, Chase Elliott, Corey LaJoie, even some long shots like Ryan Preece, Eric Almirola, Chase Briscoe, Todd Gillen. So many of those drivers that outside of the playoffs right now have a shot at winning Daytona. And I mean, at a super speedway, you kind of feel like anyone can win. Anyone can win. I mean, last year you had drivers like Austin Dillon, Cody Ware, Landon Castle, a bunch of those guys that you never see them running up front. But by surviving all the chaos, they were there at the end with a chance to win. Could be their first career win or could be a clinching win to get into the playoffs. I mean, a new winner happens a lot here, especially in this state, Daytona right now. As since 2018, there's been a new winner every single year. And for those said win, it's either their first career win, their second career win, or their third career win, or, as I previously mentioned, a win that gets them into the playoffs. And I mean, and heck, as I mentioned, last year, Austin Dillon, outside the playoffs, wins at Daytona and gets into the playoffs. I mean, you just gotta survive the chaos, survive the big one, survive the crazy racing that goes on, 3 wide, 2 wide, being and bang at the front, all those things you've got to survive to have a shot to be there at the end. For me personally, if I had to predict or guess, because again, the super speedway, it's so unpredictable. You don't really know who's going to win. Because again, I go back to the point. From new winners, the possibility of a new NASCAR winner and the second day of Daytona on Saturday night is not even being something that's over dramatized, because it's something that has happened a lot. History has repeated itself. From last year, Austin Dillon, new winner, clinched into the playoffs. 2021, Ryan Blaney. 2020, William Byron, a brand new winner, clinched him into the playoffs. Justin Haley, 2019, 2018, Eric Jones. I mean, since 2018, there's been a new winner. That if it's either, again, as I previously mentioned, first career win, second career win, clutch win to get into the playoffs, it could happen on Saturday. You got drivers like Ty Gibbs that need a win. Although, to be fair to Ty, in his first season, the fact that he's 17th right now, in his first season with Joe Gibbs Racing, competing with teammates as Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell, Martin Truex Jr., all of those guys, to be in the position he is, only 17th, that's not bad. I mean, if he doesn't make the playoffs, no one's going to be upset with him. He's had a really good first season. Matter of fact, he could even win during in the playoffs. As last year, a lot of drivers that weren't in the playoffs got a win in the playoffs last year. Chris Buescher, Bubba Wallace, Eric Jones, they were in the playoffs, they still got a win. Ty Gibbs could do the same thing. I mean, but here's the thing, if he wins at Daytona, or gets in on points, if, let's say, Bubba Wallace has an incident, and, he clinches it on points, he makes it. And who knows, he could make a good playoff run. You got other drivers like Daniel Suarez. Suarez, who's been previously good, trying to make up ground, but due to mistakes from either his pit crew at Indianapolis, or driver mistakes from himself at Watkins Glen, it's kind of messed him up. So, Daytona is his final chance. He's minus 43. So, he needs to win, in my opinion. He needs to win to get into the playoffs. AJ Allmendinger, who, personally, back in the beginning of the year, I thought, hey, AJ Allmendinger may make the playoffs with a win, or by points secured. Not been the case. He's currently 19th in the playoffs right now. He needs to win. And it's been kind of a shocker, to be honest, because we all thought in the NASCAR community that Allmendinger could be an easy bet to make the playoffs this year. Not the case, because if he doesn't win, he's not making the playoffs. He needs to win to get into the playoffs, which is shocking. But, well, it's been sadly that season for him. I mean, he's been there, but not enough. It's not been enough. Then you got some of the bigger names that are currently outside the playoffs. Hendrick Motorsports versus Alex Bowman and Chase Elliott. Bowman, who's been a multi-time pole sitter of the Daytona 500, currently sits out of the playoffs. I mean, but you can't really blame the guy. He's been through hell and back. Multiple injuries, a broken back, and I mean, some bad luck here and there. And plus, he's been also having a bad year himself. So, I mean, a win in Daytona this weekend for him would be amazing. It would be much, much up to his delight. And then you got another big name, Chase Elliott, former NASCAR Cup Series champion, is sitting currently outside the playoffs right now. And that is insane. Because, I mean, Elliott, a guy who's been good at super speedways, good at ovals, road courses, and he's clutch too. I mean, that's the thing though. Chase has got a bit of a clutch factor in him. If I remember, the year is 2020. Had to win at Martinsville in 2020 to make the playoffs. He got it done. Clutch. But like, he needs to really clutch it up now. Currently 21st in the playoffs right now. He needs to win to make the playoffs. Again, he needs to be clutch. I don't know. I don't have much to say. You have to survive and be there at the end if you want to make it to the NASCAR playoffs. Then you got some of the other names that aren't so big, but they can win. If they can win, they're in. Let's say 3 of the 4 Stewart-Haas racing drivers: Ryan Preece, Eric Almirola, and Chase Briscoe. They need to win if they want to make the playoffs. Points aren't an option. They need to win. Ryan Preece, who's had a bit of a solid first season. I mean, no offense, but Stewart-Haas racing cars have not been fast at all. They've been tractors. The truth hurts. But like, they need to try and work together, I guess, to be there at the end. Even though, again, they're all going to be fighting each other because they want to make the playoffs. Ryan Preece, again, has had a solid year, but again, not the best equipment. So he's going to have to try his hardest to win on Saturday. Eric Almirola. I mean, to help Eric a bit, he has good super speedway experience. He's won at both Daytona and Talladega. So he has some of that knowledge in super speedways. Knows when to attack. Knows when to be patient. All of those things that could help him. And he is good at Daytona, so it could help. Chase Briscoe. I mean, Briscoe hasn't been bad, but again, not in the best equipment. Chase Briscoe is an extremely talented driver, but I don't know. With the equipment, it's not been there. I mean, Kevin Harvick, who somehow is in the playoffs right now. He clinched at Watkins Glen last weekend on points. He's in. I mean, he's been carrying that car. And unfortunately, I don't know what's going to happen with Stewart-Haas Racing after this year, because Harvick's been the main reason why at least one of their cars is in the playoffs, thanks to good finishes and consistency. So, I mean, let's see what he can do during the playoffs. But again, as for the 3 of the 4 Stewart-Haas drivers right now, they got to win. See which of those come up top. And then you got other drivers, the back markers that have a shot to win at Daytona and miraculously, somehow, someway, get into the playoffs. Drivers like Corey LaJoie, Harrison Burton, Todd Gilliland, all of those drivers, they need to win to make the playoffs. They can make the playoffs because they're inside the top 3 in points. Ty Dillon, I think he's outside, so he can get his first win, but I don't think it would be enough to clinch him into the playoffs, as he may not be inside the top 30. And again, with the NASCAR rules right now, you have to be inside the top 30 to win and make the playoffs. If you're outside, you can't make it because, I mean, you don't have enough points. So, yeah, that's the thing. But Gillen has enough points, and if he wins, he's in the playoffs. And I mean, imagine that for Front Row Motorsports, having 2 of your cars in the playoffs. Imagine being told that in 2019 to Bob Jenkins. He wouldn't believe it. But here we are. The year's 2023, the future's now, and there's a chance. McDowell's in, thanks to a win at Indianapolis. I mean, he can get it done. He got it done. Todd Gillen, can he get it done? Who knows? Again, it's a super speedway. Anything can happen. Same goes with Corey LaJoie, Spire Motorsports. How big would this be for Spire to have one of their drivers in the playoffs? And Corey LaJoie can get it done. I mean, last year, he almost won at Atlanta Super Speedway. To a bit of a block from Chase Elliott. I mean, it was a fair block, last lap, anything goes, and unfortunately, he wrecked. I mean, but hey, he's up there at Daytona, he's up there at Talladega, he's up there in Atlanta, he's always doing the super speedways. He can get it done. He can get it done. I have faith in Corey. He's good. But he needs a bit of a luck, bit of praying, and he can get it done. And I mean, and then you got Harrison Burton, who a lot of people I've seen that they think that he could be the guy to get it done. I mean, thanks to the current trend that we're seeing from the second Daytona race, that the trend from 2018 to 2022, there's been a new winner at Daytona. Again, Jones, Haley, Byron, Austin Dillon, all of those guys, like, new winners. And, like, hey, Harrison Burton could get it done too. Wood Brothers Racing, could they perform a miracle on Saturday night and clinch into the NASCAR playoffs? Who knows? Burns been up there at super speedways. He's there at Talladega. He's there at Daytona. He's pretty good at super speedways. He could get it done. He very, very well could get it done. Just again, needs some luck. It's the name of the game here at super speedways. You just gotta have some luck, bit of skill, and you'll be there at the end. And if everything goes your way, if the stars align, you'll be in the playoffs with a win. And then you got Ty Dillon. I mean, number 77, Spire. I mean, I don't think if he wins, he's in the playoffs right now. But, hey, if he wins, we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, Dillon ran up there, up the front, last year at Daytona. But again, due to controversy with rain, they all crashed. He crashed, and I guess we never knew. This year, very well, we could see some of, again, the back markers up there fighting for the race win. Again, who knows? That's the thrill of the NASCAR playoffs right now, heading into Daytona. One spot left. All of those drivers from 16th below can get it done. They can lock themselves into the playoffs with a lovely win. And again, the thing that I'm more interested in is the Bubba Wallace Ty Gibbs situation. They're currently 16th and 17th. Well, as for Bubba, he's currently in. Let's say if none of the drivers below him, Gibbs, Suarez, Allmendinger, Bowman, LaJoie, Burden, Priest, Amidola, all those guys, if they don't win, he's good. He can make it on points, Bubba Wallace. But, again, Ty Gibbs, think about this. I remember I read on Twitter a comment that in actions detrimental, Hamlin had a bit of a choice of a what if. What if it came down to the last lap? What if it came down to the last lap? You got Bubba Wallace, Ty Gibbs, side by side, both looking to get into the playoffs. Who do you push? That's the very important situation here if you're Denny Hamlin. You're the team, part of a team owner of 23XI. And then you got your teammate, young up-and-coming talent, Ty Gibbs. Who do you push? Because, again, both of them would love to get into the playoffs. And you are basically a teammate to both of them. So, for Denny Hamlin, who do you push? Well, he mentioned in Actions Detrimental that he would push Bubba Wallace if it came down to that. Bit of a teammate, you know. Bubba, years in Cup, a lot of experience. Ty, I feel like, again, he's up and coming. He will most certainly have his time coming up next year, 2025, 2026. Like, again, if he doesn't make it to the playoffs this year, Ty Gibbs, so be it. I mean, like, you're still having a really good season. More than likely, possibly, you'll win before the end of the year at either Kansas, Homestead, Miami, Bristol, the Charlotte Roval, all of those places. You have a shot to win. If you don't make it to the playoffs this year, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you've still had a good season. But the situation's different with the rest of the drivers. Suarez, Allmendinger, Bowman, Elliott, all those guys, especially Bowman and Elliott. Think about this. William Byron, Kyle Larson, currently in the playoff standings, 1st and 5th. They are in the playoffs. They will fight for a championship. Byron could easily be the champion by the end of the year. So for Elliott and Bowman, this is the tough part now. 1 spot left. Out of those 2, who gets the spot? Again, let's say, final lap, Daytona on Saturday night. Who gets to win? Elliott or Bowman? Elliott has good super speedway experience, and personally for me, I feel like he is due for a Daytona win on Saturday. So he could be up there, and if he wins, he's in the playoffs. Same thing goes with Bowman. He wins, he's in. Again, that's the name of the game for Saturday if you're below 16th. Win, and you're in. As for Bubba Wallace, I mean, a lot of sleepless nights since Sunday at Watkins Glen. What's the strategy? What's the game plan? What are you going to do to defend your position at Daytona? Like, last lap, you're in on points. Like, you gotta be feeling good. But if you see guys like Allmendinger, Bowman, Elliott up front, they have a shot to win. And you're there, like, you kind of, it's like a hopeless feeling. You can't do much. I mean, a lot of things can happen in Daytona. Again, if you're Bubba Wallace, you're very nervous right now. Very, very nervous. So, we gotta see what happens again on Saturday night. It's gonna be fun. It's going to be extremely entertaining. Who knows what happens. But, if you ask me, Brian, who is the most probable to make it into the playoffs? The last spot, who gets it? In my opinion, I think it's gonna be Bubba Wallace. Either a win or on points. You gotta admit, Bubba's in a good position. Because, let's think about it. Good points. He's currently plus 32. He's good at super speedways. Talladega and Daytona. He almost won the Daytona 500 in 2022, last year. So, like, he is there. He's been also there in the Gen 6 times. He's been up there. Top 3s, top 5s. He won at Talladega in 2021. Like, he has plenty of super speedway experience. He can get it done with either a win or get into the playoffs on points. Like, he can get it done. He can make it. But now, here's the fun part. Who I think could make it be a win? Chase Elliott's one of them. But 2 shockers that I think could win their way into the playoffs Saturday night. Let's mention 3, Corey LaJoie, Harrison Bird, and Todd Gillen. Gillen's good. I mean, again, he has super speedway experience, and I feel like he could be up there. I mean, he's not had the best luck. I mean, Daytona last year, Daytona 500 got wrecked. I mean, a lot of things can happen in Todd's way, but I feel like, I have a great feeling he'll be up there at the end fighting for that last playoff ticket to get into the playoffs this year. Same thing goes with Corey LaJoie and Harrison Burn. They both have good super speedway experience. They're both good super speedways. Burn's good here at Daytona. LaJoie's good super speedways everywhere. So those guys will be up there. What do I think Storehouse Racing will do? I don't know. I'd love personally for Priest to get in. It'd be cool. I like Priest, but I don't know. It's tough. It is tough. Because, once again, as I mentioned, super speedways are extremely unpredictable, especially Daytona. So, hey, once the green flag drops on Saturday night, everything goes. You will do anything in your power, legally, to get into the playoffs. And that's how it's going to be on Saturday. Again, 15 drivers have secured their spot. 1 spot remains, currently held by Bubba Wallace. Who will get it? We will find out on Saturday night. But anyway, that's my bit of an analysis coming up heading into the Coke Zero Sugar 400 coming on Saturday night. It's going to be on, if I'm correct, NBC or USA Network. It's on one of those 2. So yeah, that's my video. Thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a great day and also enjoy the Xfinity race coming up tonight. Got qualifying tonight for Cup and Xfinity. The Xfinity race tonight. Quick picks. Austin Hill, Daniel Hemrick, Jeb Burton, Justin Haley, Sheldon Creed. I don't know. Maybe some underdogs. Who knows? It should be a fun time. Daytona's here. It's going to be good. Again, thank you all for watching. I hope you all have a great day. Thank you.